Alright, let's take a look at Podman and Distrobox, and we'll take a look at use case example, what we can do with it and why. So I believe I have those installed, and let's take a look. So to install Podman, sudo apt install Podman, and I believe I've already got that here, so we'll just type Podman version. Podman's in, and this is the line I picked up from a Google search, and I don't recall where from. I don't think it was from It's False, but I've got some other notes here. So this will install Distrobox from a GitHub user. And this was the latest Distrobox, and the reason being, an older Distrobox did not support hostname, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. But right now, let's just check Distrobox is there. Yep. All right. So we're ready to create a container. So I've got some notes here for Debian 12, alright, and Fedora 40, and Ubuntu 2204. And this line here is the one I'm going to be using, because I've got a NVIDIA RTX 3050, and I want the OpenCL and the NVENC capabilities to be provided to the container. And we can say NVIDIA, and I'm running 535.171 driver, and I'm going to look at my OpenCL information here, CL info. So I've got all these capabilities. I can run NVENC, OpenCL, CUDA filters, whatever FFmpeg or Handbrake CLI I can provide. Alright, so we got the latest Distrobox. We got up-to-date Podman. And all we have to do is Distrobox create, double dash NVIDIA. That's telling it to parse over NVIDIA capabilities to the container. I'm going to name it Debian 12, and the host name is going to be Debian 12. Without the host name, you'll see in a minute things like your terminal window or other apps that run in that container. It doesn't have a host name to display, so it'll be the same host name as your main install. So let's say right here, this computer is called Power. That's the host name. Okay, so up here we see Pi at Power. Pi is the username, Power is host name, computer name. So here's where the image is coming from, and I'm getting a Debian 12 bookworm. Now, to see a list of available images, Distrobox create, double dash, compatibility. I'll just copy and paste. And that's what I like about having notes, is being able to go back and reference what you've done. Let me just take a little look here. Linux Mint 21.3. I'm running XFCE, straight X11. There's no Wayland to get in there and mess things up. Cinnamon's a good interface, but I found that I've had some issues with GPU in and out. Even though the drivers are right, I'm finding a hard reboot of the system during encoding using GPU with NVENC and OpenCL NL means filter. If you don't understand that, that's fine. I'm just saying with Cinnamon I was having issues with XFCE. I'm not having any issues, and I think when I go back and I look at my logs, I see some references to iBus, and I'm not sure. Let me see. Let's just go to our little friendly helper. How do I see? iBus version. Let's try that first. And ChatGPT is really invaluable. I don't know how people can bash it. These are people that are just angry at the technology. Alright, so we don't have iBus. And so that gets rid of the iBus problem. And let's ask it, what is iBus used for? Because I don't even know. Bus intelligent input bus. Support for various languages, switching input methods. Input method framework. Enhanced typing experience. Integration in desktop environments. And that comes with Cinnamon. Yes, the Cinnamon environment does. Okay. Now, I don't want iBus. I don't want Wayland. I just want a Linux install that works. And for me, the type of power stuff I do, the type of issues that I've run into, right now this is running fine. I really like Fedora, but I'm kind of handcuffed with it. And we're getting a little bit off track. So let's go back to our original. So we got Podman and Distrobox in. Here's all the different images that can be downloaded and installed to create a container. We got Alpine Linux up to 3.19. We got Ubuntu up to 22.04. At the Fedora I guess repository we have 39. We got Alpine, Debian 12, and I usually don't mess with any of this stuff here. I just go straight for this is LTS type stuff here. Now that's what I want. There's Ubuntu 22.04, and if we go to the Fedora project, I can pick up Fedora 40, and that's what I have shortcuts for. These are the three main distros that I'm interested in. So let's just load it up. I'll start with Debian 12. It asks, do I want to pull it? And pull just means download the image so you can install it. There we go. Easy money. And this is telling you, I mean, this is like handing it to you on a silver platter. Distrobox enter Debian 12. That's how you get your container up and running. Now let's load Fedora 40. And I'm just creating the containers. I'm not doing anything else right now. I can do all this from my terminal. And on this, I'm running GNOME terminal. XFCE4 terminal has been removed. Thunar has been removed. This has Nemo and GNOME terminal to accommodate my workflow. Just hang tight. I really don't want to crop any video. Yeah, ride with me. We'll do this together. If it takes a minute, it takes a minute. Over here, let's grab Ubuntu 22.4. I need to look at my disk space because I'm on a smaller drive right now. My intent was to get XFCE up and running and daily drive it, make sure it's what I wanted before I commit it to a large drive, one of my 1 terabyte SSDs. That's usually all I'll run. Alright, so we can close this. Here's how we go. We enter, that'll start up, and you do this in the command line in the terminal. That'll start up Ubuntu 2204, and you'll be in that container, you'll be in that session. It will be Ubuntu. To stop it, there's your command stop, and my German Shepherd's talking. The DistroBox remove, that removes the container and all the packages that go with it. Okay, so let's take a look here. I'm going to minimize, I'm not going to close it. We'll go all apps, see if we can't find. There's Debian 12, add it to the desktop. Where we at? Are we doing it? Huh. Come on now. Ooh. What did I do? There we go. Okay. Yeah, we worried for a second. The next one is going to be Fetty. Hopefully this won't take so long. Okay. That's fine. I can live with that. Let's just get a good working shortcut to the desktop. If it takes a minute, it takes a minute. I have no idea what's going on, but we do have the shortcut. Let's go Ubi 22. Okay. If anybody has any ideas why that takes a second or 20 to load a desktop shortcut, I'd be curious. When I did it on Cinnamon, it was just pap, there it was. I said there's my shortcut to my container. Should be able to double click it. Requires a phantom ad such as one supplied by Thunar. Okay, it does not like Thunar not being there. That's something I have not worked with. Alright, so let's do it this way. And that's my fault. Let's add that to favorites. Let's add that to favorites. Something about the desktop, it doesn't like Thunar not being there. We'll find Ubuntu, add to favorites. Now my favorites, I have the shortcuts. I don't know why these aren't deleting yet. We'll just get rid of them. My OCD is going to hurt me here. I got to let that go. Alright, so we have them in our favorites anyway, right? So let's load. Now if you look, watch here, terminal. This is first run. It's got to install some basic packages. After that, it'll just boot right on up. It doesn't need the basic packages. I'll get a little bit of a lag here on NVIDIA integration, and then here we go. Now look, this is what I was talking about, the host name Pi. I'm still the user at Debian 12. Are we? Sudo apt update. Debbie. I see Debbie repos. Yeah, baby. Boom. Debbie 12. How about that? And we're loading FFmpeg. From my host OS, I can access the container and the apps that are in it. And I'm going to show you that in more detail at another time. Let's just leave that there. There's Debbie. There's the main host. Alright. That's my real computer. Go back to favorites. Let's go Ubuntu. I think it's more beneficial to, when you do a ride along, yeah, I don't trim out anything unless it's going to take a long time. And this, yeah, if you're interested in watching an abbreviated video, I'm sure there's other creators that'll suit that. But hey, this is me. I'm just trying to share what I can. I wish I'd found resources like this when I was first getting started. It would have helped a whole lot. And we're going to come back to GPT here in a little while. I got a question for it. And I believe we're done here, so let's go ahead and close that out. But you can find this information. You can build your own create string. The information's in the RTFM. So I mean, there's Google, there's GPT. They can help you out. There's plenty of good resources. Probably the worst place to go is Facebook forums. You're going to get 1,000 conflicting bits of information, and you're going to be sitting there banging on the keyboard trying to figure it out. And you can hold a conversation right here and get 99% accurate information 80% of the time. So that's taking a minute. That's okay. Now these are already up and running. My main distro, my real computer, this is my virtual, my Debian. But here's the cool thing. It doesn't know it's virtual. Debian thinks it's on bare metal. As far as I can tell, all the indications I have. Oh my, come on. I don't know why Ubi wants to take so long. And we just saw Debbie just kind of slipstream in there in a matter of a minute or two. So this is good too, because you can do, if you're a developer or something, let's say if you created an app image and you wanted to test it across various different distros, why would you want to do a multi-boot when you can just load up DistroBox and do your testing there? Hey, I tested it in so-and-so. I'm going to go in a little bit more depth on DistroBox and what you can do. All I'm trying to do is just show getting it up and running and a use case scenario for it, and just kind of terminate there and then kind of build on that at another time. Wow, that should have, I think it really should have gotten going a little bit better than that by now. Let's go ahead and open the FETI. I hate doing more than one thing at a time, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Got a Ryzen 9 24 core, 12 core 24 thread, 32 gig. Got SSD, See, there's Fetty's up and running already. Get past the NVIDIA integration and we're ready. Huh. Oh. It's because I'm an idiot. Yeah, let's go back. It was Ubi. See? Ubi. Fatty. Debbie. Linux Mint. I guess it wants an upgrade. Let's just give it to it. There's your Ubi repos. And you see, I'm pretty much just an idiot, and I can do this. Fedora 40, and it's telling me it's 32 gig of RAM. I'm running GeForce RTX 3050. I got 24 threads on a Ryzen 9, and all of them are telling me the same thing. So it's pretty much transparent from one to the other. It's all shared resources, though. I mean, you're not capped out like you are with the QEMU. Hey, I'm going to give it four cores, and I'm going to give it 8 gig of RAM. And so you kind of have to be smart about what you're doing here. What do we do? A NeoFetch? Yep. I need to figure out draggable borders. Alright, there we go. So we got 4 distros up and running at one time. Why? Alright, let's max them all out. And we'll tab around and we'll take a look at why. Here in Debian 12, I've got straight out of the repo version 5.1.4. Linux Mint. Linux Mint. Straight off the repo. FFmpeg 442. Ubuntu. Come on, baby. Holy smokes. It's saying it's going to take 11 minutes. Alright, let's go to Fedora. And, of course, Fedora has to do things a little different. FFmpeg-free. Holy cow. We're only pulling 164 kilobits a second. So it's not my connection. My fiber's running just fine. So you tell me what in the world. Fetty 40. What are we gonna get? 611. 514. Debbie 12. 442. Linux Mint. It's still loading up here on Ubi. Fedora is 611. So look, I can install multiple different FFmpeg's. And you do run into a problem where some installations have certain filters installed and other installations do not. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get what you're looking for. So let's take a look. Is that it? Okay. I could actually just do this. What? I told you I was an idiot. Alright. So on Debian 12, we've got the standard NL means denoiser, which is CPU. You're going to get like 12, 13 frames per second. Or you can run GPU, OpenCL. I can do that right on my NVIDIA card. I'll get about 120 frames per second. And this is a better denoiser. Alright. First use case. NL means. I have it here under my Linux Mint. What version do we have? 442. Somebody else had a 441, I believe. We have it here. So we're starting to run out of use case examples, but there's going to be a lot of times improvements in the filters on different versions. So if I needed NL means and that's all I needed, I would go for Fetty's 611 version. Alright, look here. We got the Vulkan denoiser and the OpenCL and the GPU, CPU NL means. Alright, now let's go back. YA, yet another deinterlace filter. There's CUDA. There's basically, this means CPU and GPU. The GPU YADF through CUDA does a really good job. Looking good. Bam. Fetty 40. FFmpeg 611. If you're running Fedora 611 FFmpeg and you want OpenCL YADF, that filter's not there. So you could install Debian 12 in a distro box and access it and use the YADF CUDA filter off a GPU, and you'll go faster at higher resolution, and it will be a lot cleaner. It's a better one. The NL means is much better than most of your I'm trying to think. NL means it's just your best denoiser. You have to trust me. I've been doing video for a long time. Let's clear all these out. Did we already do that? Alright. I thought I was missing one. Hey, Mr. ChatGPT, how do I know what? Alright, so if you look up Ubuntu commands and you look up Debian commands, it's going to be the same. Let's do uname-r. Huh. 515.0.107. So that's odd. We go back to, my machine is running kernel 515. Does DistroBox. Does DistroBox use its own kernel or my host kernel? Uses the host kernel rather than its own. Okay. See, I didn't know. Leveraging tools like Podman and Docker, these containers share the host kernel system. Containers, unlike virtual machines, do not have their own kernel. They share the host kernel. I had no idea. This is one reason why they're so lightweight compared to virtual machines. That makes sense. Sets up a container environment using Podman or Docker. I prefer Podman to run a different Linux distribution or even the same one than your host system. Despite running a different user land, the container still relies on the host kernel. So the advantage of running Fedora 40 to get in your kernel in a distro box, that's not going to happen. Alright, and that's going to be enough for now. Hopefully you found it informative, maybe even a little bit entertaining, and I learned something, and I hope maybe you learned something. We'll try to do this again. We'll dig into DistroBox a little deeper. Maybe we'll take a look at why I like GNOME over Thunar and see if that's something you might be interested in. And we'll just pick it up where we left off. You can ride with me on a different topic next time.